Hello, good morning to everyone in the UK, good afternoon to Australia, might be even early evening there. Hello, welcome back to Bali. Let me show you where I am. This is a very random Facebook Live. I mean, look at this. You wonder why I want to live here? Oh my God. This is just food for the soul. It truly is food for the soul. I really, really, really hope this Facebook Live works today. It certainly wasn't planned. Look at what those clouds are doing over there. It's quite profound, isn't it? This is Bali anyway. This is Sanur in Bali. It's absolutely freaking amazing. It's beautiful. I am back here doing some work, basically. I'm back here doing business. Why would I go home and run a business from a city or from a town when I can work business from here? This isn't a planned Facebook Live, so it might go off on a bit of tangent. As you guys know, who knows what's going to rock out of my mouth from day to day. So I actually wanted to talk to you guys about just the basics of being a human today. You know, I think there's a lot of us that have forgotten that actually, you know, if somebody does something for you, it's the right thing to say thank you, even if you don't necessarily agree with it. It's the right thing to say thank you, and likewise to say please. I think manners are really being forgotten about at the moment, you know, and it just doesn't really sit very well with me. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I was brought up to say please and thank you for everything, for absolutely everything. And, you know, it's certainly something that I stipulate through my life. And if somebody doesn't say thank you to me, I'm like, oi, you know, you're welcome. And, you know, you kind of like highlight it to them that way. And I just wanted to touch on it this morning because there's a few things that have happened over the last few days and a few things that I've been witness to. And I just think it's really important to just go back to basics, guys. You know, people are going to be staring at me because there's path right behind me. Love it. You know, I think we all get so caught up in our drama, and I think we get so caught up in what so-and-so is doing or our partner is doing or our ex-partner's doing or blah, 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 that we actually forget that we are in a situation where we are dealing with people on a day in, day out basis, and they do deserve respect and they do deserve courtesy, you know, and this is everybody. This is not just, you know, your mum or your dad or your partner or whatever. This is to everybody. You know, if somebody does something for you, even if, like I say, even if you don't agree with it. And that's what I wanted to talk about as well. I wanted to talk about perspective because, you know, it's really quite interesting. There's a little kid here hanging off of a tree. It's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Look, I don't know if you can see her. She was just hanging off the tree. That's hilarious. Like a little monkey. You know, the main thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about was perspective. So something that I've really taken into consideration recently, and hey, Jelana, I hope you're okay, darling. You know, something that I really have taken on board recently is everybody's perspective is their perspective. Now, I want you guys to feel into that. I want you guys to actually like take that in and consume it. Just because my perspective is one thing doesn't mean yours has to be the same. Doesn't mean that I have to pipe up and correct you because yours is different. It just means we've got different perspectives, and from our own perspective, we are always right. Always, always, always right. And I want you to take that into consideration with every relationship that you have in your life, whether it be a child, whether it be an adult, whether it be a parent, whether it be whoever. I really need you to take that on board, because perspective is something that we don't actually talk about that frequently, you know, and it's always who's right and who's wrong. And I'm here to tell you that actually, when you think that somebody's right and wrong, that's where your healing lies. You know, for me personally, if somebody pipes up and totally disagrees with something that I say, that's their perspective and they're right from their perspective. I don't need to engage in it. I don't need to go back. I don't need to say I disagree or I'm this or I'm that. You know, and I really think that it's something that we need to be passing down to our children and passing on to the next generation, that every single person on this planet thinks that they are right. And that's where our healing has to take place. You know, it's the reaction to somebody coming to you and saying, oh no, you're wrong, that and the feeling that you get, that's where your healing lies. That's where your perspective needs to be looked at, and that's where your views need to be reviewed, if you like, for want of a better word. Are you right, or are you right from your perspective? Like, there is no right and wrong. Let's be honest, guys, we're all energy. We're all just energetic beings floating around this earth. Some of us have remembered why we've come here. Some of us have no freaking clue. Like I always bang on about, something's biting my bum. Like I always bang on about, we're here to fall in love. We're here to be love. We're here to just remember how to love, and again, love is a perspective thing, right? What love is to me is totally different to somebody else. There will be millions of people around the world that would look at me, and say, how on earth can you fall in love? You travel so much, you're not present, you're not this, you're not that. But actually, there is somebody on this planet who will get that, who will get the fact that I'm here on a soul mission. I'm here to change the dynamics of the world. And that's just my purpose on this planet. So the right person will just engage, and he will just believe, and he will just trust that my perspective on love is the same as his. You don't have to be forever present to be in love with somebody. You don't have to be in each other's pockets. In my perspective, to be with somebody, there are other people that wouldn't want to leave their partner's side, because that to them is love. And I get that. I empower them to be like that, because it takes all of us to be so different, and all of our different perspectives to actually make this world tick. I truly believe that every single one of us on this planet has been put here for a purpose. I truly, truly believe that every single one of us have been sent here to learn, to heal, to go on a journey. Whether it's together, whether it's to understand your healing, whether it's to experience certain things so that you can take that into your next life. Like, that's what I believe. I'm not saying that that's everybody's perspective, that's my perspective. It doesn't mean I have to have an argument with you about it. It doesn't mean that I need to fight you. It doesn't mean that you're right or I'm wrong. We're both right from our own perspective. And I think that is something that's really come through to me loud and clear today. A lot of people are sharing their opinions on fasting. I'm on day 19 of fasting. I'm going to do a live on fasting tomorrow. So if it interests you, or maybe you want to follow this perspective thing up a little bit more, I'm going to share all the ins and outs of it. I've had some really profound stuff happen whilst I've been fasting, and I want to share it with you guys, because there is a lot of, I was the person, and I love this journey so much for me myself personally, because I was the person that said, nope, can't fast, nope, I need food, nope, I train too much, nope this, nope that, and actually my perspective has completely changed by going on this journey myself. So every single time I post something, every single time I share something, please know it's coming from my perspective. I don't expect you guys to buy into it. I don't expect you guys to believe. I don't expect you guys to think, oh my God, Lucy knows exactly what she's talking about. What I would love you guys to do is feel into it. And if you're in any of my groups, you'll know exactly what I mean. Feel into it and see if it works for you, because it doesn't work for everybody. I'm just sharing my personal journey, my healing journey from my perspective. I'm sharing my belief set from my perspective. That doesn't mean that I need you to go and do that. It doesn't mean that I need you to follow or go and do a 20-day juice fast or whatever I end up doing. Like, it started off being, I wanted to do 21 days, but I'm actually, I don't know, something happened today. There's a cloud, there's a face in the cloud. Let me turn it round. Can you guys see, I have to make sure I'm getting the right bit. Can you guys see this face here in the cloud? Oh, it's going a bit blurry. Can you guys see that? The grey face here, when I take my finger away. Can you guys see that? There's a man's face protruding out. It's quite interesting because it's grey. Hey, Michael Thomas, darling. It's actually going to be right here on my profile. So I'm going to go live at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, which is Monday, back home in the UK. I'm sorry, Michael, I don't know where you're based, sweetheart. But it's going to be 6 p.m. here in Bali, so that means if you're in Perth, it's 6 p.m. But I'm going to be going on at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I'm going to talk all about the ins and outs of it. I'm going to talk about the desperation for food. I'm going to talk about my limiting beliefs of thinking that I was going to be starving. I'm going to talk about the profound steps that have gone on as I've stepped further. I'm going to talk through absolutely everything of how I've been able to get. I'm not going to go into what I've been juicing or how many juices or any of that stuff. What I am going to do is just share my journey from my perspective, so that you guys can hear it. And if you want more information, I've actually written, or I'm in the process of finishing off an ebook, really cheap. It's going to be like really cheap. I'm just going to publish it on Amazon, or you can access it from my website or whatever. But it's going to be the ins and outs of what I've done personally for fasting. It's not going to be, this is the rules, because there are no rules. Like, you've got to feel into it. Again, morning, Kaylee. All of this stuff is very much from our own perspective, and I think that's why I wanted to jump on and share today. We have to be empowering each other to go on their journey. Some people think that fitness is about getting ripped. For me, fitness is about being happy. For me, fitness is about connecting to me, connecting to my purpose, releasing the stresses in my mind. Yes, when I train hard, I get a six-pack. Like, I know that's not attractive to everybody, and it's not particularly attractive to me, but when I'm training really hard, or when I'm fighting Muay Thai, I get a six-pack. That doesn't mean that I live every day of my life with a six-pack, because for me, that's not what it's about, but to somebody else it is. And my perspective on the situation is as long as you're happy, who freaking cares? The only time I share my perspective a little bit more is when people are injecting themselves with things, whether it be steroids, whether it be, injections to inoculate or whatever. That's when I have my own very strong perspective on it, because I feel that the human body is, since I've removed every ounce of medication, since I've really connected with myself, and I use plants as my medicine, through food, through juicing, through fasting, through all sorts of different bits and pieces, my journey has gone to the next level. My connection to myself, my happiness, my future, my purpose has just catapulted to a whole new level. But again, that's my purpose. That's my perspective. It doesn't mean that you have to be the same. It doesn't mean that you need to be, okay, well, Lucy says that this is right, so this is right, because it's not. I empower you guys to go on your journey. The network connection is cut off. I hope that you guys can still see me. I really hope that you can. Sometimes over here the 4G just cuts out from time to time, so hopefully it's going to kick back in. I really hope that you guys can see this. I just want you guys to know that by being a decent human being, whatever happens in your life, wherever you go, whatever your perspective, I'm back, yay! I was literally just saying, guys, I don't know if you heard me, but whatever your perspective, wherever you are, whatever you're doing with your life, just be a decent human being. You don't need to get drawn into arguments. You do not need to justify yourself, unless you are being an asshole. Like, let's be real. I'm an asshole from time to time, and I apologise. I'm owning it. I am an asshole from time to time, and sometimes I need to say sorry. And I'm further along this journey than most people, And when I'm an asshole, I'm like, shit, I really need to apologise, because I should know better. But hey, do you know what? At the end of the day, I'm living a human existence, and sometimes I fuck up. Again, it's about perspective. Again, it's about, you just need to understand from your perspective what you are prepared to put up with. If somebody thinks it's okay to punch you in the face every single day and your perspective says it's not, like I agree with your perspective if it says it's not, that's not normal at all. But if the other person's perspective thinks that that's okay, you need to put in place a boundary that says this is not okay with me. You need to walk away, or you need to do something which just stops you being, put in a situation where your perspective is totally different to the other person's. And that's what this life is about, guys. It's about figuring out what works for you. It's about figuring out your healing journey. It's about figuring out how you feel into it, not me, not your partner, not your mum, not your dad. I'm really hoping if you've got a partner, a mum and a dad, that you are in a place where you are connected with their perspective. But just because somebody thinks that they're right, or just because somebody's perspective says that they're right, that's okay. Just don't get drawn into it. It's too easy for us all to just jump in two-footed, have a bicker, moan at each other, air our views. Again, I've got another face looking at me now. It's really quite crazy. In fact, I'm going to turn the camera around. Hopefully I know my network keeps cutting in and out. Can you guys see this mad cloud formation just over here? If I zoom in, can you see this face here? fucking mad. Look at it. Can you see him? And then we've got a cheeky little angel up here. I think I'm zoomed in too much. We've got a cheeky little angel going on over here. And there's another face, I think, over here. Yeah. It's really quite incredible, you know, when you have awareness and when you actually open your eyes, what you see. You know, people would be like, oh, that's just some clouds. It's just some cloud formations. I know different. These are the things that communicate with me personally. I'm not saying that they communicate with you, but for me, I get communication via clouds. If I ever need a sign, I ask the clouds for a sign, and I connect into that. But I ask for a specific sign. So I don't just say, hey, show me a face, and then I make one out in the cloud. I ask for a specific sign, and notoriously it happens. It's really quite profound. But again, that's my perspective. You might be sat there thinking, this girl's absolutely bonkers. And that's okay, that's your perspective, you know, that's your journey, that's your belief set. And I don't want to inflict my belief set on you. I think that the world actually needs us all to have our own perspective. But please just know, if somebody pipes up on your status or does something and you don't agree with it, just don't go back. They're right from their perspective. They're right from their perspective. Not everybody is going to like you, not everybody's going to love you. You are bad in at least one person's story, let me tell you straight. I have an ex-partner who thinks I'm the biggest see you next Tuesday on the planet. Now, I would say 98% of the people that know me know that's not to be true, but he genuinely believes it. Why? Because I left him. You know, why? Because I reported him to the police when he did some bad stuff to me, you know, and so I just want you to know that you are bad in so many people's stories. I wouldn't even worry about it. You are allowed to just be you. As long as you're not being a complete arse, as long as you know, your awareness. There are some people out there that are completely narcissistic and they're not aware of it. And even those people I send love to. Like, if you're unaware of something, how can you have perspective on something? You know, there's women out there, like I've been connected to a couple of women recently that are actually holding their children in a space of sickness. To me and my perspective, that is totally off the wall, but to them, that's their perspective. That's how they're getting their attention. That's how they are surviving each day in their life. It's up to us to educate that, maybe there is healing to be done there. Doesn't mean they need to listen. Maybe not in this lifetime. Maybe next lifetime is their healing. But all we need to do is hold space for each other and love on each other. Who cares if you think the sky is blue or the sky is purple? Who cares? It's semantics, guys. Everybody is right from their perspective. I remember so vividly, it's quite interesting, I'm doing a Facebook Live at 6 p.m. today, this time, which is 10 a.m. in the UK, and it's all about my brand, The Rebel Movement, and how I've managed to make it a success like I have, how you can get involved, how you can join my team, where, what it can create for your life, how it pays for me to travel the world. If you guys want an invite to that, please just pop a comment on here or drop me a message. And it's in a private event, so nobody will know that you're there, just me, and a few of my team may turn up, I don't know, but at the moment I think it's just me and some people that want to hear about it. So if you want an invite to that, let me know. But, I remember when I started the Rebel Movement brand, so many people frowned upon me. Oh my God, that's a pyramid scheme. Oh my God, what are you doing? Oh my God, I thought you were better than that. Oh my God, it's all bullshit. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. That's their perspective. Is their healing surfacing? And I'm going to be real. I went through some of that bullshit too. I went through some of it, like, I'm too good to be in this, I'm no saleswoman, I'm a project manager, I'm this, I'm that. It was my perspective. And you know what? I'm traveling the world, earning fabulous money, working with a fucking incredible team that have my back and hold space for me when I go into crazy situations, which I do most of the time, that I can lean on and that they can lean on me and they can follow my guidance to go on and create the life of their dreams. So again, it was perspective. People's perspective judging me for making a decision that I wanted to get out of corporate. People's perspective judging me that I was doing something that I shouldn't be doing. And now, because I'm living it, because I'm showing people how true this is, and I'm demonstrating how other people can have it too, funnily enough, people's perspectives have changed. And that's just an example that I wanted to share with you guys, because everybody's perspective is right for them. Everybody's, without fail. Somebody might think they're the best chef in the world. Another person might think they are. From their perspective, of course they're right. Some people might think that they could never have the life that I have. From their perspective, they're right. Tell yourself enough that you will be right. For me, my perspective was I needed freedom. I was a free little spirit. Anyone that's known me for the last 3+ years, like 3 years ago, you'll know what a little free spirit I was. I am, now I'm just living true to my values, but I used to crave to be free. I used to get sick. My body used to talk to me by putting me into a space of disease. It's just incredible. And I just need everybody to know that from their perspective, they are always right. Always. Always. Like I said, you could be in an abusive relationship. You could be an amazing chef. Like, you could think anything from your perspective. And let's just honour each other for that, guys. I'm not here to tell you, you must join my brand, or you must quit your job, or you must travel the world, or you must fall in love with yourself. I'm just giving you my perspective on those situations. I'm just giving you what I do. I'm just showing you that there is light at the end of the tunnel. If you're in a really freaking dark space, there's light to be had. But you need to make a decision. Maybe your perspective needs to change. Maybe you need to say please and thank you more. If somebody's done something for you recently, message them, say thank you. Don't hold yourself in a space of not being grateful. Gratitude changes the complete dynamics of you as a person, completely changes your physiology. So if I was you, that's where I would start, I would absolutely start by saying thank you for everything, particularly when somebody is showing you something that you don't like. Thank you. What is the healing that I need to do here? What is the lesson I need to learn? What's the reminder I need to be taking from this person? Or what is the boundaries I need to be putting in place? Guys, I get hundreds of messages every day, and I'm not saying this to show off. I'm not saying this for any other reason other than to put it in perspective for you. I get hundreds of messages every single day, and I have to be really mindful as to which messages I respond to. I can't respond to everybody because I will burn myself out. I have to be mindful of myself. To other people, to the person sending me the message that I don't respond to, their perspective is probably I'm an arsehole. And that's okay. They can add themselves in any of my groups, they can tap into my timeline, they can ask me a question on a Facebook Live and I will respond. It's very difficult for me to be able to manage the hundreds of people that want a piece of me. Again, that's perspective. Sometimes I forget stuff. Sometimes I need to be reminded. I said to somebody earlier today, thank God you reminded me, I'd completely forgotten. So just be really mindful. Just because you're not getting your own way, it doesn't mean the person doesn't love you or doesn't think about you. It just means that person maybe's got distracted, or maybe it's not a priority for them right now. Even though it's a priority for you, maybe it's not a priority for them right now, and that's okay. That's okay. Perspective is key, guys. It's really, really key for us to be making this life much more harmonious. Please bear that in mind the next time you get into an argument with somebody. Please bear that in mind next time somebody pisses you off, or your blood starts to boil, or you just think, oh my God, I need to go for a run to vent. Please bear all of this in mind, guys, because perspective will change the world. It will absolutely, just knowing that tiny little thing is going to change everything. I think it is. You gave me something to think about there. Thank you. I've been struggling with something. Awesome, Jackie. I'm glad I could be of help to you, darling. I'm really pleased that I could be of help to you, honey. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. Tap into my Facebook Lives. I guarantee you, every single day you tap into my Facebook Live, you'll take something away for you. Because I get channeled through. You guys know I have guides, lots of, 109 to be precise now. It was 108 for a very long time, but it's 109 now. And from time to time, they jump in and they give me perspective. They give me ideas. They give me things. And, if you guys ever come to any of my seminars, you'll see it in action. I will be talking about something and go off on a complete tangent, and it will be for somebody in the room because my guide is just like, you need to go this way. you know, and it's a profound experience. I'm knackered after I do seminars, guys. I mean, I ended up in hospital after a seminar where I got channeled through for 9 hours. I literally was channeled through for the whole 9 hours. It was a very profound day. It's the most I've ever been channeled through. I ended up in hospital. I laugh about it now because now I can put boundaries in place to make sure that they don't channel through me that much. But, you know, so always tap into my Facebook Lives, guys. Even if the subject doesn't appeal to you, just tap in, because I guarantee there will be a little word of wisdom in there that you can take through your day that's going to help you. You know, I appreciate, to most people, my life is like a dream life. I travel the world, I learn healing techniques, I work with incredible people, you know, I help people open spiritually, I'm on this mad path of awakening myself, you know, I help people fall in love with themselves. And I know to some people that's like, oh my God, I couldn't even deal with one of those subjects, let alone all of them. But you know what? That's your perspective again. You know, as you step through this journey, as you wake up more, your gifts will just flow through you. You know, Claire, my girlfriend who came to meet me in India to go through some healing, she's a perfect example of what is possible. Like, she's inspiring so many people right now to heal. Because, you know, she was knocking on death's door as well. She was so poorly. I might share her testimonial in a bit, actually. You know, it's been a profound experience, this, guys. So just because you don't necessarily agree with some of the stuff that I'm doing, listen into the lives. Listen for the words of wisdom that apply to you. Listen for maybe a message in there for your mum or your dad or your brother or your sister or maybe even yourself. Always be present, guys, because this stuff, I don't even know where this stuff comes from. I was just walking along listening to music and I'm like, oh, we need to talk about please and thank you and perspective. And here I am doing a Facebook Live for God knows how long, talking to you, and I'm trying to put it in context for you so that you can understand by me giving you a few examples. And I always try to do that. Sometimes I go off on way too much of a tangent, or I'm too excitable to do that and put it in perspective, or I'm being channeled through too hard. But it's always perspective, guys. Always bring it back to your perspective. If you read something that pisses you off, or you read something that you think, oh, I don't agree with that, doesn't mean you need to pipe up and comment. Doesn't mean that you have to pipe up and, you know, let that person be right from their perspective. The only time I would like to change that, the only caveat I have for that is, you know, if you see somebody being physically assaulted, but again, you don't know what's gone on before. I never think that physical violence is okay, just FYI. But you don't know what's gone on before. You don't know the context of the situation. You don't know the perspective of that situation. So just be really mindful. Like, I would never walk by and let somebody be being hurt. But at the same time, you know, it's not always right to jump in. I've seen a lot of things on social media recently where people are criticising and putting people down and slating people, and, you know, and I just don't think that we need that. I think there's enough of that goes on in the world, guys. I think we need to hold space for each other and just hold our own perspective dear. I'm not saying you have to agree with the suicides. I'm not agreeing that we need to agree with, like, mass genocides and terrorism, and I'm not saying any of that before people, you know, say to me, oh no, you've got it all wrong. Like, I'm not saying that any of this is correct. I'm just saying hold space for you and yours and focus on your part of the healing journey. What can you do to make that situation better? Who can you offer help to? Who can you offer guidance to? You know, like, I go to some crazy places and do some super huge healing sessions. You know, I've done it in Cambodia. I've done it in India. I'm really holding space for people to heal. I can't physically heal them all, but I can hold space for these people. You know, one day, like I said, I will share exactly what happened in India for me that was fucking hideous. It was fucking hideous. But I know it happened to me because I had to hold space for the Indian women. You know, and I'm gonna share this journey when I feel right and when I feel ready. And it's not about India. Like, to me, it's not about India. This happens all over the world. My experience just happened in India. You know, I honestly think I was made to listen, as it feels as if it was for me. I honestly was about to do something not very positive. Oh, Jackie, I'm so pleased that you've watched this. I am so pleased if it has stopped just one person reacting or doing something that was going to end up probably causing you some real discomfort, babe. I'm so glad it's helped you. I really, really am. Thank you so much for tuning in today, darling. I'm grateful to you. And just know, Maybe it is for you, babes. I don't always know who it's for. I just know that stuff comes out of my mouth and the right people hear it and the right people take the message and they take the reminders, because that's all I'm doing, right, guys? I'm just reminding you of who you are and what you're here to do. I'm not here telling you what to do. Like, if you want to go and react, go and react. If you need to vent, go and vent. If you need to do something, do something. But just know that I'm here just to remind you that you don't need to. It's not necessary. There is a space that I'm holding for each and every one of you around the world. I don't care who you are. You're connected to my social media. You follow me. You're in one of my groups. That means I'm holding space for you always. Always. Doesn't mean I can necessarily chat to you all the time or message you and respond and everything like that. But know that I'm holding space for you. Know that my guides will tell me when something needs to be done and if somebody needs some help, and I will jump into the right space at the right time. Like, I had no intention of doing a Facebook Live today. I've been working my fucking butt off today. You know, I've got a Facebook Live at 6 p.m. this time, 10 a.m. UK time, about my business. So I had no intention of doing this today, but I was guided that I needed to do it. So whoever I needed to hold space for today, and Jackie, it's very likely to be you, darling, plus anybody else, just know that you're getting it. Just know that you've got the support. Just know that you've got my love. Just know that I'm here. I'm holding space. There is no, you know, like I say this all the time, people could have been in prison for doing something really bad. I am never going to judge you, ever. I'm never going to judge you because it's not my place to. And I really hope that all of you guys can go through the healing to go through the same. We don't know why people have done stuff. We don't know what they've had, like, installed in their beliefs. We don't know if they were, you know, polluted in their brain to think that it's okay to beat someone black and blue. We don't know. So let's not judge people. Let's offer them the space to heal. Let's love on people. Let's show people the light, guys. Let's come together as light workers. Let's show people that there is more to life. There is love. And that's all we have been put on this planet to do, guys. Please, if you know anybody that needs to hear this message today, if you know anybody that needs to come along to one of my self-love club seminars, they're being held across the whole of the UK. Just, I'll share details on it. Please, if you are, you know, if you are desperate, if you need some help, if you need some coaching, if you need some guidance, please get your butts. Oh my God, that was so close. This little thing just fell out of the tree above me, and landed just by my feet. How hilarious is that? It could have gone on my head. That would have been funny, wouldn't it? Just for the Facebook Live. You know, please get yourself to one of them. You know, if you feel you need some healing, oh my God, that was so freaking close. I've got to move because that was too close for me. Honestly, be careful what you manifest these days, Lucy Davis. My manifestation is on absolute point. I'm just going to go over here where there's nothing above my head, guys. How funny is this? David, I was homeless, living on the streets and beat up. Someone changed my life. You're great. Oh, I love you. David, you've given me goosebumps, babe. Thank you so much for listening. I don't even know how we've connected. I don't even know who you are, but I love you very, very much. I'm proud of you. I am so freaking proud of you. It is so tough. I know so many people that have been living on the streets, you know, even in my family, you know, and I never got it back then, and I just thought they were being selfish, and now I'm like, fuck, we need to hold space for these people. David, thank you for sharing that. That's very beautiful of you. I am so, so, so glad that you've been, you know, open enough and vulnerable enough to share that with us. That's so beautiful. Thank you. I don't question that you're great. I don't question that you're great. I get this really warm, beautiful feeling when you message that. I got this really beautiful, warm feeling. So thank you for sharing that. And I guess there we go. There's a perspective to anyone who thinks that they're having a tough day. Think about it. Think about it. Think about being homeless. Think about being on the streets. Like, you don't know why people are on the streets. I'm the girl that sits down in London. When I'm back home in London, I sit down in London. Every Tuesday, I used to go round and I used to buy somebody. Oh, I love that you're a Zumba instructor. That's amazing. Every Tuesday in London, I used to go and find a different homeless person and I used to buy them lunch. Every Tuesday without fail. And I never told anyone this. David, I think this is you bringing this out in me. I never told anybody about it because it was fucking irrelevant. And what I used to do is I used to go and buy them lunch and I used to sit on the ground and I used to talk to them and understand what was going on with them. Because to me, if I can add value to somebody's life, I mean, I was earning 6 figures. I was sat earning a fucking fortune on the trading floor, and I just wanted to give somebody some help. I don't know why I picked Tuesday before anyone asks, or what the relevance of Tuesday meant, but Tuesday was my day where I went and gave back. And I sat on the floor. I could be suited and booted, and I sat on the floor and I loved on that person for whether it be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. You know, having drugs massively through my family, I wasn't going to ever give money, but I would buy teas and lunches and, you know, not the stuff that I eat, because most homeless people don't want to eat like salad and, you know, grains and stuff like that. And I would go and buy them what they wanted for their lunch, and I would sit and I would talk to them and I would communicate with them, because they're freaking people, guys. They're freaking people. I will never give money to homeless people. Maybe that's out of order, but I don't want it to go into drugs or alcohol, because I've seen the destruct that has through my own family, you know, multiple times through my family. So I'm not prepared to do that personally, but I will sit down and I will give them some time and I'll give them some coaching. And, you know, there are some people that I know have changed their lives because of that. Oh, I love it. I love it, David. Honestly, thank you. Thank you for sharing. I feel really, really blessed that you've been able to share your journey. Thank you so much. I feel very, very grateful. Let's just make this world a better place, guys. You know, a lot of people say to me, oh my God, you're so woo-woo, you're so this. No, I'm just here to make the world a better place. I've been given some gifts, guys. I've been given a few gifts that I can call in from time to time, but my heart is so huge. I just want to help everybody. Like, I have boundaries. Recently, people have tried to take the piss out of me, and trust me, I've got boundaries. I will shut people down and close people off quicker than anything if I feel they're being abusive towards my time, my love, or my energy. I will do that, and I empower you guys to do that. But just remember, everybody's shit is from their perspective. Everybody is right from their own perspective. That's my words of wisdom for today. Like I say, I've got no idea where this come from. I don't know, David, either, but it's great. Thank you. I'm blessed. I feel very grateful that we did, so thank you. And thank you for being so vulnerable with all of my followers on Facebook. Guys, I am going to love you and leave you with this beautiful view. Not to make you feel sick, but just because this is just food for the soul for all of you back home or anywhere around the world. This is Sanur in Bali. This is where I'm working at the moment. I'm back home in the UK on the 5th of March, and I will be running my self-love clubs from the 12th of March, which I'm really, really excited about. So guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. If you're watching this back on replay, please #replay. David, maybe we need to connect properly. Maybe we need to chat. I don't know if we have done. Sorry if we have. But yeah, if you wanna help the world, like I feel maybe that's why we've connected, mate. You know, like, drop me a message or whatever. Whenever you've got time, you please don't think you need to get in touch with me right away or anything like that. But maybe this is why we've connected, is because actually we're here to change the world together. So guys, I love you so very much. Thank you all for listening to this random Facebook Live. Never random, is it? Jackie, darling, if you're still on here, babe, I really freaking hope that you make the right decision for whatever it was that you were going to do. Guys, remember, everybody is right from their own perspective. I love you guys. Love you lots.